श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So till Anmol shares the screen, I think we will start. Sri Hari Bar. I think first time I'm saying this name. Sri Hari Prabhu. Sri Hari. Okay, the name itself is Sri Hari. So we'll just start reading. I will read the shloka and translation, then somebody can please help to read purport. Shloka purport is not so long, but no, it's long. 2 or 3 devotees can split and read. So let me just start reading the shloka. कृष्णेति यस्य गिरीतं मनसान्द्रियेत दीक्षास्ति चेत् प्रणतिभिश्च भजन्तमेषं शुश्रूषया भजन विद्मम् अनन्यम् अन्य निन्दादिशून्यहृदम् ईप्सितसङ्गलब्ध्या. So word to word is Krishneti, Krishna, the holy name of Lord Krishna, iti, thus, yasya, of whom, giri, in the word or speech, giri, tam, him, manasa, by the mind, atriyeta, one must honor, diksha, initiation, asti, there is, chet, if, pranatibhis, by obeisances, cha, also, bhajantam, engaged in devotional service, Esham, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shushushaya, by practical service. Bhajana Vidnam, one who is advanced in devotional service. Ananyam, without deviation. Anya, Ninda, Anya Ninda Adi, of blasphemy of others, etc. Shunya, completely devoid. Rudham, whose heart Ipsita, desirable. Sangha, association. Labdhya, by gaining. Translation and purport. By divine grace, Srila Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, Diksha, and is engaged in worshipping the deity, should offer obeisances. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. कृष्णेति यस्य गिरितं मनसा इन्द्रियेत दीक्षास्ति चेत् प्रणतिभिश्च भजन्तम् एषं शुश्रूषया भजन वित्तम् अनन्यम् अन्य ये एक साथ होना चाहिए. अन्य निंदादिशून्य हृदम ईप्सित संगलप्त्या. Very important verse. Can somebody read purport, if possible?
Yes, Prabhuji, can I?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. In order to intelligently apply the sixfold loving reciprocations mentioned in the previous verse, one must select proper persons with careful discrimination. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore advises that we should meet with the Vaishnavas in an appropriate way according to their particular status. In this verse, he tells us how to deal with 3 types of devotees, the Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and Uttama Adhikari. The Kanishta Adhikari is a neophyte who has received the Harinam initiation from the spiritual master and is trying to chant the holy name of Krishna. One should respect such a person within his mind as a Kanishta Vaishnava. A Madhyama Adhikari has received spiritual initiation from the spiritual master and has been fully engaged by him in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The Madhyama Adhikari should be considered to be situated midway in devotional service. The Uttama Adhikari or highest devotee is one who is very advanced in devotional service. An Uttama Adhikari is not interested in blaspheming others, his heart is completely clean, and he has attained the realized state of unalloyed Krishna consciousness. According to Srila Rupa Goswami, the association and service of such a Mahabhagavata or a perfect Vaishnava are most desirable. One should not remain a Kanishta Adhikari, one who is situated on the lowest platform of devotional service and is interested only in worshipping the deity in the temple. Such a devotee is described in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.47. Archayam eva haraye pujam ya shraddhayate yahate natad bhakteshu chanyeshu sabhakta prakritasmrata. A person who is very faithfully engaged in the worship of the deity in the temple, but who does not know how to behave towards people, devotees or people in general, is called a Prakrita Bhakta or Kanishta Adhikari. One therefore has to raise himself from the position of Kanishta Adhikari to the platform of the Madhyama Adhikari. The Madhyama Adhikari is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.46 in this way. ईश्वरे तद अधीनेषु भालिशेषु द्विषत्सु च प्रेम मैत्री कृपोपेक्षा य करोति स मध्यमा. The Madhyama Adhikari is a devotee who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the highest object of love, makes friends with the Lord's devotees, is merciful to the ignorant, and avoids those who are envious by nature. This is the way to cultivate devotional service properly. Therefore, in this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami has advised us how to treat various devotees. We can see from practical experience that there are different types of Vaishnavas. The Prakrita Sahajiyas generally chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, yet they are attached to women, money, and intoxication. Although such persons may chant the holy name of the Lord, they are not yet properly purified. Such people should be respected within one's mind, but their association should be avoided. Those who are innocent but simply carried away by bad association should be shown favor if they are eager to receive proper instructions from pure devotees. But those neophyte devotees who are actually initiated by the bona fide spiritual master and are seriously engaged in carrying out the orders of the spiritual master should be offered respectful obeisances. In the Krishna consciousness movement, a chance is given to everyone without discrimination of caste, creed, or color. Everyone is invited to join this movement, sit with us, take prasada, and hear about Krishna. When we see that someone is actually interested in Krishna consciousness and wants to be initiated, we accept him as a disciple for the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. When a neophyte devotee is actually initiated and engaged in devotional service by the orders of the spiritual master, he should be accepted immediately as a bona fide Vaishnava, and the obeisances should be offered unto him. Out of many such Vaishnavas, one may be found to be very seriously engaged in the service of the Lord and strictly following all the regulative principles, chanting the prescribed number of rounds on japa beads, and always thinking of how to expand the Krishna consciousness movement. Such a Vaishnava should be accepted as an Uttama Adhikari, a highly advanced devotee, and his association should always be sought. The process by which a devotee becomes attached to Krishna is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela 4.192. Diksha Kale Bhakta Kare Atma Samarpana Se Kale Krishna Thare Kare Atma Sama. At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders to the service of the Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as he himself. Diksha or spiritual initiation is explained in the Bhakti Sandarbha 283 by Srila Jiva Goswami. Divyam jnanam yato dadyat kuryat papasya sankyam tasmat diksheti saprokta deshikaistattva kovidai. By Diksha, one gradually becomes disinterested in material enjoyment and gradually becomes interested in spiritual life. We have seen many practical examples of this, especially in Europe and America. Many students who come to us from rich and respectable families quickly lose all interest in material enjoyment and become very eager to enter into spiritual life. Although they come from very wealthy families, many of them accept living conditions that are not very comfortable. Indeed, for Krishna's sake, they are prepared to accept any living condition as long as they can live in the temple and associate with the Vaishnavas. When one becomes so disinterested in material enjoyment, he becomes fit for initiation by the spiritual master. For the advancement of spiritual life, Srimad Bhagavatam 6.1.13 prescribes tapasa brahmacharyena shamena cha dhamena cha. When a person is serious about accepting Diksha, he must be prepared to practice austerity, celibacy, and control of the mind and the body. If one is so prepared and desirous of receiving spiritual enlightenment, Divyam Jnanam, he is fit for being initiated. Divyam Jnanam is technically called Tad Vijnana, or knowledge about the Supreme. Tad Vijnanartham Sagurum Eva Gachet. When one is interested in the transcendental subject matter of the Absolute Truth, he should be initiated. Such a person should approach a spiritual master in order to take Diksha. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3.21 also prescribes Tasmat Gurum Prapadyeta Jignasu Shreya Uttamam. When one is actually interested in the transcendental science of the Absolute Truth, he should approach a spiritual master. One should not accept a spiritual master without following his instructions, nor should one accept a spiritual master just to make a fashionable show of spiritual life. One must be jigyasu, very much inquisitive to learn from this bona fide spiritual master. The inquiries one makes should strictly pertain to transcendental science. Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. The word Uttamam refers to that which is above material knowledge. Tama means the darkness of this material world, and Ut means transcendental. Generally, people are very interested in inquiring about mundane subject matters, but when one has lost such interest and is simply interested in transcendental subject matters, he is quite fit for being initiated. When one is actually initiated by the bona fide spiritual master, and when he seriously engages in the service of the Lord, he should be accepted as the Madhyama Adhikari. Should I continue, Prabhuji?
Yeah, if
Prabhuji?
anybody else want to read in a position, they can read.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Sorry. The chanting of the holy names of Krishna is so sublime that if one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra offenselessly, carefully avoiding the 10 offenses, he can certainly be gradually elevated to the point of understanding that there is no difference between the holy name of the Lord and the Lord Himself. One who has reached such an understanding should be very much respected by neophyte devotees. One should know for certain that without chanting the holy name of the Lord offenselessly, one cannot be a proper candidate for advancement in Krishna consciousness. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 22.69, it is said, यहरो कोमलः श्रद्धा से कनिष्ठ जाना क्रमे क्रमे तेन हो भक्त है इबे uttama. One whose faith is soft and pliable is called a neophyte, but by gradually following the process, he will rise to the platform of a first class devotee. Everyone begins his devotional life from the neophyte stage, but if one properly finishes chanting the prescribed number of rounds of Harinama, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform, Uttama Adhikari. The Krishna consciousness movement prescribes 16 rounds daily because people in the Western countries cannot concentrate for long periods while chanting on beats. Therefore, the minimum number of rounds is prescribed. However, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that unless one chants at least 64 rounds of japa, 100,000 names, he is considered fallen patita. According to his calculation, particularly everyone of us is fallen, but because we are trying to serve the Supreme Lord with all the seriousness and without duplicity, we can expect the mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is famous as Patita Pavana, the deliverer of the fallen. When Srila Satya Raja Khan, a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, asked the Lord how a Vaishnava could be recognized, the Lord replied, प्रभु के कहे यनरा मुखे सुने एक बरह कृष्णा नाम से पूज्य श्रेष्ठा सब करा. If one hears a person say even once the word Krishna, that person should be accepted as the best man out of the common group. CC Madhya 15.106. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued. अतएव यन्र मुखे एव कृष्ण नाम सेत वैष्णव करिह तन्हार सम्मान. One who is interested in chanting the holy name of Krishna, or who by practice likes to chant Krishna's name, should be accepted as a Vaishnava and offered respect as such, at least within one's mind. CC Madhya 15.111. One of our friends, a famous English musician, has become attracted to chanting the names of Krishna, and even in his records, he has several times mentioned the holy name of Krishna. At his home, he offers respect to preachers of Krishna and also to preachers of Krishna consciousness. In all regards, he has a very high estimation for Krishna's name and Krishna's activities. Therefore, we offer respects to him without reservation. For we are actually seeing that this gentleman is advancing gradually in Krishna consciousness. Such a person should always be shown respect. The conclusion is that anyone who is trying to advance in Krishna consciousness by regularly chanting the holy name should always be respected by Vaishnavas. On the other hand, we have witnessed that some of our contemporaries who are supposed to be great preachers have gradually fallen into the material conception of life because they have failed to chant the holy name of the Lord. While giving instruction to Sanatana Goswami, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu divided devotional services into three categories. शस्त्र युक्ति नहीं जाने दृढ़ श्रद्धावान मध्यम अधिकारी से महाभाग्यवान. It's okay, Prabhuji. Next, somebody will be doing.
Somebody wants to read?
Yeah. I can continue also, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay, please continue.
Okay, Prabhuji. A person who a person whose conclusive knowledge of the Shastras is not very strong, but who has developed firm faith in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and who is also undeterred in the execution of his prescribed devotional service should be considered a Madhyam Adhikari. Such a person is very fortunate. CC Madhya 22.67. A Madhyam Adhikari is a Sardhavan, a staunchly faithful person, and he is actually a candidate for further advancement in devotional service. Therefore, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22.64, it is said, श्रद्धावान जानहाया भक्ति अधिकारी उत्तम मध्यम Kanistha Shraddha Anusari. One becomes qualified as a devotee on the elementary platform, the intermediate platform, and the highest platform of devotional service, according to the development of his Shraddha faith. Again, in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 22.62, it is said, श्रद्धा शब्दे विश्वास कहे सुदृढ़ निश्चय कृष्णे भक्ति कैले सर्व कर्म कृत हया. By rendering transcendental service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. This confident, firm faith favorable to the discharge of devotional service is called Shraddha. Shraddha, faith in Krishna, is the beginning of Krishna consciousness. Faith means strong faith. The words of Bhagavad Gita are authoritative instruction for faithful men, and whatever Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita is to be accepted as it is without interpretation. This was the way Arjuna accepted Bhagavad Gita. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna told Krishna, Sarva etad ritam manya yan mam vadasi kesava. O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Bhagavad Gita 10.14. This is the correct way of understanding Bhagavad Gita, and this is called Shraddha. It is not that one accepts a portion of Bhagavad Gita according to his own whimsical interpretation and then rejects another portion. This is not Shraddha. Shraddha means accepting the instruction of Bhagavad Gita in the totally, especially the last instruction, Sarva Dharma Parityajya. Parityajya. Mam Emam Sarvanam Braja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Bhagavad Gita 18.66. When one becomes completely faithful in regard to his instruction, one's strong faith becomes the basis for advancing in his spiritual life. When one fully engages in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he gradually realizes his one spiritual identity. Unless one faithfully chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna does not reveal himself. Sevon mukhe he jihavadau swavyam eva spuharti adha. Bhakta Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.234. We cannot realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead by any artificial means. We must engage faithfully in the service of the Lord. Such service begins with the tongue. Sevon mukhe hi jihivado, which means that we should always chant the holy names of the Lord and accept Krishna Prasada. We should not chant or accept anything else. When this process is faithfully followed, the Supreme Lord reveals himself to the devotees. When a person realizes himself to be an eternal servitor of Krishna, he loses interest in everything but Krishna's service, always thinking of Krishna, devising means by one who is to spread the holy name of Krishna. He understands that his only business is in spreading the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. Such a person is to be recognized as a Uttama Adhikari, and his association should be immediately accepted according to the 6 processes. Dadati, Grahanati, etc. Indeed, the advanced Uttama Adhikari Vaishnava devotee should be accepted as a spiritual master. Everything one possesses should be offered to him, for it is enjoined that one should deliver whatever he has to be to the spiritual master. The brahmachari in particular is supposed to beg alms from others and offer them to the spiritual master. However, one should not initiate the behavior of an advanced devotee or Bhagavata without being self-realized. For by such imitation, one will eventually become degraded. In this verse, Srupa Goswami advises the devotee to be intelligent enough to distinguish between the Kanistha Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, and Uttama Adhikari. The devotee should also know his own position and should not try to imitate a devotee situated on a higher platform. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has given some practical hints to the effect that an Uttama Adhikari Vaishnava can recognize by his ability to convert many fallen souls to Vaishnavism. One should not become a spiritual master unless he has attained the platform of Uttamadhikari. A neophyte Vaishnava or a Vaishnava situated on the intermediate platform can also accept disciples, but such disciple must be on the same platform, and it should be understood that they cannot advance very well toward the ultimate goal of life under his insufficient guidance. Therefore, a disciple should be careful to accept an Uttama Adhikari as a spiritual master. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsa He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा. So we are on the fifth verse, and because the verse before this, it was explained how to associate with devotees, what are the different ways. So now Srila Rupa Goswami is explaining association also has different types. We had some discussion on this, that we cannot associate in same way with everyone. So here Rupa Goswami gives clear distinction how to offer respects. So in Chaitanya Charitamrut, if we see how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu behaved with all the devotees, it's based on this principle. He was very intimate every evening in Srivasangan while doing the kirtan. In that, only selected devotees can join that kirtan. So those were his intimate circle, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very friendly with all those devotees. But when he's on the daytime, he will also associate with different devotees in different way as per their current status in the devotional service. Of course, those who were with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Leela are all very highly elevated devotees. We cannot compare ourselves with them. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown by his example. So here, if we see, its interesting point is many interesting points. Krishneti yasya giritam manasandriyeta dikshati cheta pranatibhischa bhajantam esham sushrusaya bhajana vidnam ananyam anyanin nindadi shunya rudham ipsita sangalabdya. So anya nindati shunya rudham. So one of the characteristic that is very important is in the last line. There is no propensity to criticize others, whose heart is completely devoid of propensity to criticize others. So this is one of the observation point. So in this purport, if we see, there are different definitions of Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama Adhikaris. So different shlokas give different meaning. So in some shlokas it is says that if you are having the first initiation or Haranyam initiation, still at the Kanishta level. Right? So we generally, ISKCON or other places, we see like if we are initiated, then it's given high respect. Of course, it is because that is the sign of commitment when you take the initiation, that you are committing your life to follow these rules and to chant. So that commitment itself is very high level of devotion, because it's very difficult to take responsibility or commit to anything in Kali Yuga. So when you commit to chant 16 rounds, uh, so that's a high standard of bhakti. Of course, other rules are also there, but the advantage that if you see all the shlokas in Chaitanya Charitamrut or in Bhagavatam or in uh, Bhagavad Gita, everywhere mostly the word comes is gradually. By Diksha, one gradually becomes disinterested in material enjoyment and gradually becomes interested in spiritual life. This is Bhakti Sangarbha. Yeah. So, our acharyas or our gurus or even Krishna himself also is accepting or is giving the indication that they are aware that it cannot be done immediately. It happens gradually. So, slowly we will improve our standard of spiritual life. So, this is a great hope for all of us, because we start bhakti, we start chanting, even if we take initiation, because there is anarthas, we are not fully committed. So, anartha nivrutti, of course, we have to see this bhakti lata, but anartha nivrutti is the longest phase of 9 stages of bhakti, because it takes a lot of time, not only time, sometimes lives to go through anartha nivrutti, because of the unlimited of aparadhs or unlimited offenses or unlimited anarthas that we have in our mind that we don't know. Slowly they start coming out and we start noticing one by one. uh, and so anartha nivrutti takes a lot of time, considering the eternity of your life. Okay, I'm not talking about only this life. This life may be my one anartha, two anartha, three anarthas, 10 anarthas will be purified, but there will be unlimited more. So in the next lifetime, maybe I have to continue that anartha nivrutti stage. Of course, like it's not that from the birth in my next life, if it is of human being, it's not that immediately I will start after the birth. So I have to come in contact with devotees. I have to start the practice again, and then it will start, right? Reset and then again start. So that's why Srila Prabhupada always mentions that now you are in touch with devotees, in touch with devotional service. So somehow dedicate this full life to Krishna. So the reason behind that is Srila Prabhupada wants us to progress as much as we can in this life, because then there will be gap when we change the body and take the next birth. There will be some gap, right? So intention is that we should not lose the time of doing bhakti. So here Rupa Goswami says you have to differentiate between the devotees. uh, that is very important, and the ways of differentiation, there are different definitions in different circumstances. Even if all are Vaishnavas, you know, we cannot be equal with everyone. If you want to progress, nectar of instruction is if you want to progress fast in the devotional life, you have to follow. Otherwise, there are devotees who say, oh, everybody's same, everybody I should respect. Of course, you have to respect all the Vaishnavas. But the way we offer the respect is also different. Some we have to offer respect in our mind, some we have to physically offer the respect, some we have to just say Hare Krishna. So there are different ways we offer the respects also. So we understand this, like bhakti does not mean that you stop your intelligence, you stop or you blindly start following everything. Somebody is saying, okay, he's do like, okay, I will do like this, okay, I will do. No, we have to use our brain, our intelligence properly, and that is spiritual intelligence which we are using to practice bhakti. So Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama is a subject, or it is a subject of discussions that all the acharyas, and it's done in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's done in Bhagavatam, everywhere there are different definitions. So then the question comes, okay, which is the definition that I should follow? Right. So uh, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a every time, every year, the devotees used to go to um, Jagannath Puri from Mayapur during the 4 months of Chaturmas. Right? So 1 year, devotees ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is devotee? So first year he gives answer, anybody who chants the name of Krishna is a devotee. And the devotees said, okay, but then they were confused. Anybody can chant, if anybody sees the name of Krishna, reads that Krishna name, then I have to, he's a devotee. Okay, so they were confused how this can be applied in the life. Next year they come, again they ask, who is devotee? So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, a person who chants Hare Krishna continuously is a devotee. Then third year he said, a person who chants and who can make people chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra continuously to convert them to Vaishnavism is devotee. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also gave 3 years, three definitions. So to further his disciples or his associates to understand how to differentiate. And he didn't give that explanation in 1 year. In consecutive 3 years, he gave that explanation. And then devotees understood how to respect them. So Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama, it's like there is some definition here, like if somebody is doing deity worship but is not respecting the devotees, he is Kanishta because he is attached to the deity only. He don't understand that all deity is in everybody's body, so he don't respect the devotees. So that is Kanishta, but Madhyama understands how to deal with devotees. Uttam is equal to everyone. So the different definitions we have read, we can go through this in couple of classes. But uh, as a neophyte, or as a neophyte is a word which says like he's a beginner. Okay, actually, it's Kanishta, Madhyama, and Kanishta means the bottommost level. That way, we have to take Kanishta does not mean that he is no hope. No, we all start, we are in Kanishta stage. We have started, we are trying to do, right? So, every devotee who is chanting, who is trying to follow the Bhakti Marga, is a respectable person. Why? Because in this world, so many people are there, but not everybody is coming in connect with Krishna. Or even if they come in connect with Krishna, they don't chant. So person who starts chanting has a faith in chanting. That's why he's a respectable person. He's a respectable devotee, and we should respect that devotee. So then in the uh, translation, to devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation and is engaged in worshipping deity, and one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service, whose heart is completely devoid of propensity to criticize others. So that is the devotee who is, means the devotee who is continuously in all the circumstances, he continues his devotional service and he does not have propensity to criticize others. So how much critical it is. Why we should not associate closely with people who try to criticize others is because by criticizing, sometimes it is correct, sometimes it is not correct, and there is always a chance of doing the offenses to the devotees. And bhakti, though transcendental beyond the modes, the effect, it can be affected mostly by the offenses. So if you can offenselessly chant, you are through, right? That is what example of Ajami. If you chant offenselessly, your path to spiritual life is clear. Immediately, Srila Prabhupada said how much, somebody asked Srila Prabhupada how much time it will take. So Srila Prabhupada said, no time. In 1 second, you can go back to Krishna. How? If you are offenselessly, completely surrendered to Krishna, it is possible in 1 second, while lifetimes are not required. Right? So, why Srila Prabhupada also replied like this? So he knows it is not possible. It is very difficult to chant offenselessly. Hmm? And don't criticize the other. It's very difficult in this world. But gradually, the shloka says, gradually he will get attached to the devotional service. So, when we start the Bhakti Marga, we are trying to do bhakti. At the same time, our normal life is also going on, and the anartha is also going on, bhakti is also going on. So it will go on like this for maybe many lifetimes. Possible, huh? Or it can happen in this lifetime, 10 years you change, or 1 year you change, or in 5 minutes you change. But it can go along for quite long time, because we are not able to completely disassociate or detach ourselves from our normal life and completely surrender to Krishna. And it is mentioned here that we should not intimate to do that, imitate to do that. Just giving up everything and joining temple or something like that. It's not practical thing to do, because it will not last for long. So step by step, we have to go ahead. And when we read these shlokas, right, the natural tendency comes that if somebody comes in front of you or me, I will try to start analyzing. Oh, what is the level of this devotee? What is the level of this devotee? What is his deal? That is also not good. Here, in what purport one line is there, we should understand our position first. So when we start analyzing others, before that we have to analyze ourselves first. What is our situation? Are we in a situation to analyze others? First, analyze ourselves. If I know that my situation itself is so bad, uh, that I cannot analyze anybody, because I have to first improve myself, uh, and then I can analyze the others. So it's always advised that before analyzing others, look at your situation, and from there you start analyzing. So once you know that you are in a situation which is very fragile, you are not fixed in bhakti, you yourself are not able to avoid the criticism of others. So when you know this, why you will expect others, right? So if you can expect others to not criticize the devotees, if you are not criticizing, but if you are criticizing, you should not expect others to do that. If you are not doing proper chanting offenselessly or focused, you cannot expect others to do, right? But you will have to search for these devotees. So what we have to do is we have to pray to Krishna, that Krishna, this is my situation. I am not able to chant also properly. I am not able to continue bhakti also properly. I am doing offenses. I am criticizing. Please help me. Send me the association of devotees who are higher, hmm, and who can guide me. So this is one thing that we have to start doing from now. Analyze our own situation. So today we'll like to stop here. We have 10 more minutes if any questions or any comments anybody has. And we can continue to discuss this next week also. But just because of the time constraint today, I stop speaking now. 10 minutes we can take some comments or something, and then we can close. Hare Krishna. What everybody thinks.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I
Hare.
have a question. Yeah,
Yes, Mataji.
about offenseless chanting. No, because while chanting, no, even mind goes here and there, and for me, I'm asking about myself.
Hmm.
Like my mind goes here and there, and again I try to concentrate on chanting. So in this case, is this offenseless? I mean, offense. chanting, this like my mind going here and there, and then I keep trying, to concentrate. Again, it goes again. So.
Yeah, so it's not you, it's for me also. It's for everyone. Arjuna says to Krishna that it is very difficult to control the mind. Mind is like wind, it goes everywhere. So, mind going here, there is very normal for everyone. Everyone, it happens. And we have to bring it back that you are already doing. So, that is bhakti.
Hmm. Okay, Prabhuji.
That is bhakti. So, we have to always bring it back, and keep trying. And Krishna is watching that
Hmm.
you are trying, you are trying. And that is what he likes, that you are trying. Like now, Karthik will start, right?
Hmm.
So, Yashoda Mai, she's trying to bind Krishna, and Krishna ultimately says, okay, you can bind me now, right?
Hmm.
So, it is like that. It's always like uh, it will go here and there. We have to bring it back. It's okay. We keep trying, but at the same time, we have to pray because prayers are very helpful. So we have to pray to Krishna that I'm trying to chant, but I'm not able to focus. Please help me how to focus. Right. So that help Krishna will give and guide.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Problem Hare Krishna.
No.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for the nice explanation. I have a question about the chanting. If we are sick and the throat pain, unable to talk, I mean, too damaged, the throat is, it's very painful. At the time, is it okay to chant by mind? Is it offensive?
No. See, there is when once I was with Bhakti Rasayan Sagar Maharaj, okay, and Gayatri we have to do 3 times, like 6 morning, 12 noon, 6 evening. And we were in some program, it was already 9 or 10 o'clock in the night. So I asked Maharaj, is it okay to chant now? It's already late, the time is gone. So Maharaj answer was, see, if you don't chant, what you will get? Nothing. But if you chant, you will get something, some benefit for bhakti. So you chant. When we are sick and when we cannot speak, the voice cannot come. See, the very focused chanting, if you see the devotees who are very focused chanting, they don't need to have the sound. Many times they are chanting mentally. All the devotees or Maharaj who are very high Uttamadhikaris, they are not always chanting with the sound coming. They are chanting in the mind. Even if they are talking with us, they are chanting in the mind because they can differentiate the mind and our talk. Right? So even if they are talking with intelligence, the mind they are chanting. So that level of chanting is also very focused and deep chanting. So chanting in the mind is always good if you can. But Haridas Thakur said that you chant loudly because of our situation that we are not able to focus. So that sound will make us focus. So yeah, if you are sick and the voice cannot come, yeah, you chant in the mind. That is good. It's better than not chanting. Sometimes you are so sick that you cannot sit down also, right? So weak. So in that time, there is no option. Better to chant in the bed rather than not chanting. Right? So it's very practical approach. Some devotees may criticize this, how you can chant by sleeping on the bed. No, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said you can chant in any situation, anywhere, any place, anyhow. But if you are healthy, then you don't chant by sleeping, right? If you are healthy, you sit properly and chant. But if you are really sick, yeah, chant. So anyway, the chanting will be beneficial always. Okay,
Thank
Mata.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Understood. This is good. For a sick people, it is good. And we are not sick. I mean, the winter season is coming. If we get in train, lot of crowd. Not crowd also okay. Not crowd, it is okay. We can chant it. Too much crowd. I mean, winter, lot of bacteria spreads. We may put mask. But how about that? Chanting in the mind, in the train, in the crowded, in the winter season.
Yeah, see, in the train chanting, it's always very difficult to focus. But for example, I think Vaisheshika Prabhu, I asked this question once. He told me, like, okay, you are chatting in the train, you are putting mask, you are trying to focus, but because the train is too crowded, you are not able to focus. But what happens if that is your last moment? Means some accident is going to happen, or something is going to happen, and that is your last breath in this lifetime. So what? So any time of your life can be your last moment. So our chanting should be in that mood that this may be the last mantra that I am chanting. That much we have to focus. You chant in the mind, you chant by voice, whatever, but the focus should be completely on mantra. As if this I will not be able to chant the second mantra. So it is okay. Sometimes it is annoying to the people around us when we are doing some chanting, some devotee like this sound comes, right? So that is annoying to the other around people around you. So that is not proper way where we are annoying the people around us by our some actions, right? So we have to be very mindful when we do chanting in train or in crowded places or places is where the infections are there. Yeah, we have to be very careful. Health is first priority, always Srila Prabhupada told. Right? So, considering health and the surroundings, we should chant. But focus should be complete in that situation. Okay, Mataji?
Okay, okay, Prabhuji, understood.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? We still have 3 minutes to go. So we can talk more on this Madhyama, Kanishta and this. Next class also we'll continue to talk on this. And only point that we focused is today is basically understanding our own situation. And that there is a necessity to differentiate the different devotees because that association impacts us, impacts our bhakti, impacts our chanting. So people with whom we associate, very important. We cannot expect something good results if you are not associating with that level of devotees. If you are associating with only Kanishta Adhikaris and trying to expect results of Uttam Adhikari, it's wrong. We have to seek the higher association to get that association. Then Krishna helps, right?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry for the last minute question.
Yeah.
There was one line mentioned like who is constantly uh, thinking about expanding Krishna consciousness movement.
Yeah.
But is that like like I don't know how to phrase it, but is it like very mandatory that we have to spread, or like should we focus on our own bhakti first?
Yeah, of course. Who can spread? You can only give something when you have it, right? So first is we should have it. So first we have that much determination, that much bhakti, and then we start giving. See, Krishna's mercy, Srila Prabhupada's mercy is always there. We have to keep ourselves in that place to receive that mercy. So, of course, our own sadhana is most important. If you take life of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur or Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur or Srila Prabhupada, they have spent quite a long time in increasing the depth of their own sadhana. And then they went on preaching. So preaching is important. Preaching is emphasized because this is Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, Srila Prabhupada's movement, preaching and Harinam movement. So it is emphasized, but not at the cost of your own sadhana, not at the cost of minimizing your sadhana, because that is from where everything will come. So Of course, at certain point, it's not possible for us to 24-hour think of preaching. So preaching is important. First your sadhana, then preaching. If you cannot save yourself, how can you save others? Right. So sadhana is high precedence always, and it has been shown by all the acharyas, and then preaching. So there are devotees like sannyasis who have dedicated their lives completely for preaching. So yes, we have those examples, right? So Maharaj are there, gurus are there. Only think how I can be helpful in serving the mission, right? So yeah, that attitude is important. But Mataji, there is also statement: don't try to imitate, right? So we will not try. We will be honest. I cannot drink 24 hours. It's okay. I can do my sadhana 2 hours first seriously, plus 22 hours, 16 hours I'm busy in office, whatever. So practically accept our situation, and then. But that is one of the ideal goals that we can have, that 24 hours I want to think of preaching. Not today, not tomorrow, maybe after 10 years. We can keep that goal, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. And the line of where it said, like, don't remain a Karishta Adhikari, that touched me the most today, Prabhuji. Thank you
Yeah.
for the very wonderful class and explanation, Prabhuji.
We will continue on that point, that why it is important that just being satisfied with what you have is not enough. Okay, that we will discuss a little bit more, maybe next time also. Okay, so there is one comment from Anmol that do sadhana as a warrior. Yes, by Shyamanand Prabhu uses this line always. So your sadhana should be the strongest. Thank you very much, Matajis and Prabhujis. So we'll close the class today here, but we'll continue this shloka next week also. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Srila Rupa
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Premanande Hari Hari.
Hare Hare.
Arigato.
Hare
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.